next comedian, another woman. Scream it up, ladies. Whoop, whoop, whoop. She's beautiful. She's amazing. She's one of my best friends in New York City. Let's shop for shoes together. You might have seen her on Fox. Please welcome to the stage, Maryssa Smith.
Thank you. Keep it going for Christian, you guys. He's amazing. He's like my gay Puerto Rican little brother. Love you, honey. How are you guys doing? Give it up for yourselves coming out to the village on a Wednesday night. There's like a lot of people that don't have anything to do tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm having like the craziest day. So I don't know if you guys were aware there was like a little bit of a problem on the Metro North, and I was coming from Connecticut, and I was stuck on the same stop for 55 minutes. 40 minutes away from my destination. Madness, absolute madness. We were on the train so long, like we started introducing ourselves to each other. We were rationing for food. We're like, we don't know how long we're going to be. Does anybody have water? Does anyone have granola bars? We might be starving. It was ridiculous. I bathed myself in baby wipes just in case. Crazy, crazy stuff. I'm having like the craziest week. I also had to go to the ER a couple of days ago for a bug bite. And I know, before you start judging me that you're clogging up the hospital for a bug bite, this thing was crazy. Like it started out the size of my pinky nail, and within 4 days it was the size of my hand. And I'm like, there's something definitely wrong here. So I go to the emergency room, I go to the triage nurse, and again, she's giving me that look of judgment. So she's like, oh, why are you here? And I'm like, I'm here for a bug bite. And she's just like, a bug bite? You're in the ER. I'm like, I realize that, but it's getting really crazy looking. So then she's like, okay, where's this bite? So I show it to her. It's on my back. So I show it to her, and she's just like, oh. Have you been in a foreign country? And I was like, no. And then she's like, well, what bit you? And I'm like, I have no idea. That's kind of why I'm in the emergency room. Like, if I was like on safari in like the Sudan, and while I was, I don't know, on the back of an elephant and I noticed a dung beetle bit me, I might have said something. I have no idea what bit me. And then she's just like, oh, do you go hiking? Now, I don't know if you guys think that this look says outdoorsy, but I'm not. So then they go and they take my blood and they send my blood to the CDC to get tested for Lyme's disease. And I'm like, is there a Guinness Book of World Records for the only person to get Lyme's disease in the Metro North? Because I think I won. Like, my idea of being outside is the time it takes me to get from the car to the building. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, have you guys ever noticed that people that look happy never look smart? And people that look smart never look happy, like Einstein. Never looked happy. Paula Deen always looks like she's having a freaking ball. Probably because she's dropping N-bombs. Apparently she didn't realize that Carmen is a black man because diabetes is a bitch. She don't need both feet. Don't feel bad. She don't need both feet. How did I get diabetes? I eat a cheeseburger with glazed donuts and buns. However did this happen? Crazy. So I'm single. I was reading some articles about online dating. And they say that women's number one fear of online dating is that their date is going to be a killer. Men's number one fear, their date is going to be fat. So to your average man, dating a fat chick is equal to being fed to a wood chipper. Hashtag why I'm single. Ridiculous. So, I went to the lady doctor a couple of weeks ago, and hello, lady doctor. this. I want to obviously not get it. Like, how can I prevent myself from getting this disease if I can't have the vaccine? And he's like, well, the Surgeon General feels that if you're of the age of 27 or older, you should already have it. I'm like, well, I don't. So what do you do for us? And so he's like, well, you've got two options. One is abstinence. Two is only have sexual contact with men that have never had the virus. And that is when I realized that the Surgeon General is forcing me to be a cougar. The only way to avoid this is only having sex with men young enough to have only had sex with women young enough to have gotten the vaccine. I didn't create the situation, I just learned how to get around it. Take notes, ladies. So I was walking in the rain a couple of weeks ago, and I saw this couple, very cute couple, they were holding hands. The guy had the umbrella, and the girl was not on the umbrella at all. Like, not only did he not give her the umbrella, he wasn't even sharing the umbrella. And I just felt like running up to her and saying, leave this man, he's no good for you. But what's wrong with you? Obviously, if he's not going to share the umbrella, he's not going to take the wet spot in bed. You can't have that man in your life. So I was reading another article about baldness in men. And so apparently, bald men have more testosterone than men with hair. Which is interesting, because that makes bald men like the manliest of men. But every time I see a bald man, I think, wow, what a freakishly tall baby. I know, it's crazy. So I like you guys, and I'm going to leave you with this. I have come up with 5 simple steps on how not to be killed by a serial killer. I'm going to share them with you. Rule number 1. Never accept a drink from someone that has 3 or more hot points than you. They're either a gigolo or a serial killer. They're going to kill your bank account or kill you. Rule number 2. Never walk or park near a panel van. Someone is about to be abducted. If you are the closest person to that van, it will be you. Rule number 3. Never walk into a room where the walls or the floor is covered in plastic. Someone is about to be killed there. If you are not the killer, it will be you. Number 4, never give your address out to anyone. If you can't avoid it, give them your boss's address. You can get a promotion. Rule number 5, this is the tough one, you guys. In the unfortunate event that you are taken, you must make yourself as unattractive as possible to your kidnapper. Pee your pants. Vomit profusely everywhere. Tell them you have IBS and you're going to need a lot of bathroom breaks. They might let you go at this point, but if they don't, you're going to have to take a shit in that van. You're going to have to smear it all over the van. You're going to have to smear it all over yourself. And when the van comes to a stop and he sees you sob in a pool of urine and vomit covered in your own feces, he's going to say, WTF. You, get the fuck out of my van! You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much.